Hi guys, I'm back and we are going to be reading the rest of Junie B. Jones is a Graduation Girl today. We finished chapter 5 in our video yesterday. So today we're going to start on chapter 6. Only I have a little bit of a problem. I closed my book and I don't know where my place is. Do you guys remember what we used in this to find our place? Yeah, you're right. It was the table of contents. And that's located right here in the beginning of the book, correct? So we finished chapter 5. And so we are ready to start chapter 6. So it says here in our table of contents that chapter 6 can be found on page number 38 in our book. So I'm going to turn to page 38 now. And look, there it is, chapter 6 on page 38. So that was a really easy way to find our spot since I didn't have a bookmark. If you guys are ready, we'll pick back up where we left off. Junie B. Jones was talking to her stuffed elephant, Philip Johnny Bob, and she was coming up with a plan on how to get her cap and gown off the top of the refrigerator. Let's see if her plan works out. Chapter 6, Pooped and Thirsty. The next morning, my grandpa, Frank Miller, came to babysit. I love that babysitter so very much, because he doesn't even follow the rules, that's why. Grandpa Miller let me fix my own breakfast. I fixed 2 waffles and 3 marshmallows and a bowl of cheese curls. And guess what else? My grandpa let me pour my own grape juice and I didn't spill one single drop. That's hard to do. See, Grandpa, see how careful I am? See, Grandpa, see how careful I am? I said. I am not a sloppy baby, right? Grandpa Miller was feeding Ollie. Right, he said. My eyes looked up at the refrigerator. I hopped down from my chair. All righty, Frank. I guess I'll be getting out of your hair now, I said. If you'll just hand me that box from the top of the refrigerator, I'll be on my way. Just then, baby Ollie started to cry. Grandpa Miller patted him. I tapped my foot. Yeah, only I'm waiting, Grandpa, I said. Finally, Grandpa Miller stood up and got my box. He started to look inside. Only all of a sudden, Ollie did a loud squeal. And he put his bowl of cereal right on his head. Oh my goodness, hollered my grandpa. Then Grandpa Miller shoved the box right at me and he hurried to clean Ollie's head. I zoomed to my room, then I locked my door and I waved my box all around. So here's the picture of Grandpa Frank Miller and baby Ollie distracted them by throwing his bowl of cereal on his head. And so he just shoved the box at Junie B and told her to take it because he had to get to Ollie. I got it, guys. I got it, I said. Hooray, said Philip Johnny Bob. Hooray, hooray, said Raggedy Ruth and Raggedy Larry. After that, I set those guys down on my bookshelf and I put on my graduation gown. See me, friends, I said. See how cute I look? I am a graduation girl. See? Wow, 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 they hollered. After that, I danced and skipped and hopped and twirled because they wouldn't stop cheering. That's why. Finally, I flopped on my bed. Okay, that's enough, people, I said. I am pooped and thirsty. Me too, said Raggedy Larry. I am pooped and thirsty too. I wish we could get something to drink, said Raggedy Ruth. Just then, a brainstorm came right in my head. I sat up very straight. Hey, wait a second. I learned how to pour grape juice without spilling a drop, I said, and so I can go get us some maybe. Yes, said Philip Johnny Bob. Yes, yes, said Raggedy Ruth and Raggedy Larry. I hurried to my door and listened in the hall. Grandpa Miller was giving Ollie a bath. Shh, I whispered to my friends. You wait here and I'll be right back. After that, I tippy-toed to the kitchen speedy quick, and I poured us a cup of grape juice and I tippy-toed right back again. Chapter 7, Juice Driblets. Uh-oh. So this chapter is titled Juice Driblets, and she just came back to her bedroom with her white gown with that cup of grape juice. I wonder what's going to happen. What do you guys think? Let's keep reading and find out. Grape juice can go wrong. First, Raggedy Ruth got purple on her mouth. Then Teddy got a dribble drop on his paw. And then, oh no, Raggedy Larry forgot to swallow his whole entire sip. Driblet spilled all over my bookshelf. I covered my mouth very shocked. Then my heart pounded and pounded. 'Cause if grape juice gets on my rug, I am in big trouble, Missy. A cloth, I need a cloth, I hollered. I ran around and around all over my room. Then all of a sudden my eyes looked down at my clothes, and what do you know? I saw all the cloth I needed. I quick took it off of me and I soaked up the driblets. My shoulders felt relief in them. Whew, that was a close one, I said. After that, I walked to my bed and I plopped on my pillow. My brain was a genius to think of that, I said. I breathed and breathed. Then all of a sudden, I did a teensy frown, because something did not feel right here, possibly. I covered my head with my sheet, then I turned my head very slow, and I peeked out at my bookshelf. My stomach did a flip-flop, because I saw my graduation gown, that's why, and it had juice driblets soaked right into its front. I looked at Raggedy Larry real mad. Oh no! Look what you made me do! I said, you made me use my graduation gown to soak up that juice. Great, Larry. Just great. After that, Raggedy Larry got put under my bed and he did not come out again. Juice driblets do not go away. Not even if you erase them with your brand new eraser, or if you color them with your new white crayon, or if you brush them with Daddy's new whitening, brightening toothpaste. I brushed up and down and all around, but the driblets did not budge. Oh no, I said. Now I will look like a sloppy baby at graduation, and I'm not even the one who dribbled. Just then, I heard a knock on my door. It was Grandpa Miller. Junie B, is everything okay in there? He said. My heart got very pounding again. Yes, Grandpa, yes. Everything is perfectly perfect, I hollered. I am just playing with my stuffed animals, and that's all. Grandpa Frank Miller knocked some more. Could you open the door, please? He asked. I felt tension in me, because I didn't want him to see my problem, that's why. I quick pushed my graduation gown under my bed, then I opened my door a teensy crack. So there she is, trying to get all the juice driblets out of her gown. Hello, how are you today? I said. I am fine, except I'm right in the middle of something, so I would like to get back to it, please. Grandpa Miller was holding baby Ollie. He looked disappointed at me. Oh, phooey, he said. Now that I've got your brother cleaned up, I thought maybe you and I could teach him how to play checkers. I looked at Ollie. He was wearing a clean shirt with purple polka dotties. No, thank you, I said. Maybe I'll teach him checkers some other day. I waved at my Grandpa Miller, very sweet. Well, nice seeing you again, Frank. Goodbye, I said. After that, I closed the door and I waited for Grandpa's footsteps to leave. Finally, I pulled my graduation gown from under the bed, and I stared and stared at that stupid thing. Why did this dumb gown have to be white? I grouched. Why couldn't it be purple like the grape juice? If it was purple like the grape juice, the driblets would blend right in. I tapped my fingers real annoyed. Or why couldn't this dumb gown have purple flowers on it? The juice would blend in with the flowers, too, I bet, I said. Or what about polka dotties, like Ollie's shirt? If there were purple polka dotties, no one would notice the driblets for sure. Just then, I sat up very fast. 'Cause I was getting another brainstorm in my head, I believe. I zoomed straight to my desk. Then I looked through all my drawers and I found my colored markers. I laughed real happy. Then I spread my graduation gown on the floor and I worked and worked very hard. And guess what? When I finally got done, you couldn't even spot the driblets hardly. My brain is a genius after all, I said. After that, I put my cap and gown in the box again, and I took it back to my Grandpa Miller. All righty, Grandpa, I said. You can put this back on the refrigerator now, please. Then I smiled real big, because guess what else? He did. Chapter 8. Getting Ready. Room 8 and Room 9 practiced for graduation together. We practiced on the stage in the auditorium, because the stage is where people get diplomas, of course. Mrs. showed everyone how to walk up the steps without tripping. She played music for us to march in with. And guess what? Room 9 marched better than Room 8, except Polly Allen Puffer kept bowing real silly, and Lenny kept stepping on people's heels, plus Shy William ran out of the auditorium and down the hall, and Gus Baloney had to chase him around the parking lot. After that, Principal talked to William a real long time, plus also his mother was called in, I believe. I am not like William, I told Lucille and Grace. I am not even nervous of walking up on that stage, hardly. Me neither, said that Grace. I am not nervous of walking up on that stage, hardly either. Lucille fluffed her fluffy hair. My Nana says that I was born to be on the stage, she said. Nana says that people enjoy looking at me because I am a feast for their eyes. After that, Lucille wrinkled her nose very cute, and she skipped around and around in a circle. Grace and I watched her for a real long time. Then finally, Lucille stopped skipping, and all of us hugged and hugged, because we were the bestest 3 friends I ever even saw. Graduation week went by very fast. Friday night came in a jiffy. I felt so excited I couldn't even eat my dinner that good. I got down from my chair and I ran all over the house. Settle down, said Daddy. Settle down, said Mother. Settle down, I hollered. Then I laughed real loud, because I'm a hoot. That's why. Finally, it was time to go. Mother got my graduation box off the top of the refrigerator. I jumped up and down. Let me carry that, Mother. Please, please, please. I want to carry my box to room 9 myself, because that's where all of us are getting dressed. Mother handed me the box. Then Daddy said, settle down again, and all of us drove to my school. Grandpa and Grandma Miller met us in the parking lot. I hugged them hello. Then I zoomed to room 9 speedy fast. And guess what? All of the children from morning and afternoon kindergarten were getting ready together. I ran through the door. It's me, people. It's Junie B. Jones. I am here for graduation. Lucille and Grace came rushing over. They were already wearing their caps and gowns, and they looked marvelous, I tell you. Hurry up, Junie B., said Lucille. Hurry up and put on your cap and gown. Our teacher is going to take our picture. Yes, said that Grace. Hurry, hurry. She quick grabbed my box away from me, and she took out my cap and gown. Grace did a gasp. Oh no, Junie B. What happened? She said. What happened to your cap and gown? My stomach felt squeezy and sickish, 'cause that outfit looked spottier than I remembered. Put it down, Grace, I said. Don't show people. I don't want anyone to notice. Lucille laughed very loud. But that's so silly, Junie B., she said. How could people not notice? You colored big purple splotches all over your graduation clothes. I did a huffy breath at that girl. Those are not big splotches, Lucille, I said. Those are purple polka dotties that I drew to blend in my juice driblets. And that is a whole different ball game, madam. Just then, some of the children heard me yelling. They turned to look. Great, Lucille, I said. Now look what you did. You called attention to myself, and so now how can I even blend in? After that, I quick grabbed my graduation gown and I ran to the back of the room. Just then I heard a voice. Junie B. Jones? I looked to the front of the room. It was my teacher. Mrs. stretched her neck to look back at me. Is there a problem back there, Junie B.? She asked. I shook my head real fast. No, miss, no, I said. There isn't a problem, I promise, and so please do not come back here, and I mean it. Mrs. came back there, and what do you know? All of room 9 came with her. Mrs. took my cap and gown out of my hands. The children laughed and laughed at that thing. What kind of a dumb gown do you call that? Said Meanie Jim. I know, said Polly Allen Puffer. It's the kind of gown that a clown would wear. Yeah, shouted Jim. It's a purple spotty clown gown. After that, the laughing got louder and louder. I put my hands over my ears to keep it out of my head. Then I tried to tell them about Raggedy Larry and the driplets and my purple-colored marker, but my nose started running very much and I couldn't even talk that good. And finally, I started to cry. And guess what? Then nobody laughed anymore. Chapter 9. The time of my life. Mrs. took me into the hall. She wiped my face with a tissue, and we talked about my graduation gown. Mrs. said I would look darling in that dotty thing, 'cause purple is her favorite color, plus grape juice is her favorite kind of drink. I kept on crying, 'cause I didn't actually buy it, that's why. Pretty soon, Mother and Daddy came hurrying to room 9. They brought Grandpa Miller with them. Their eyes popped out at my spotty dotty gown. I'm sorry, please don't yell at me, I said, because I'm already crying, see? Plus, wearing this dumb clown gown will be punishment enough. Mother and Daddy didn't yell. They said we would talk about this problem later. After that, Mother helped me put on my cap and gown, and she hugged me very nice. Then Daddy grinned and he said I look cute in dots. She does look cute, said Grandpa Miller, and not only that, but when she goes on the stage, she'll be easy to spot. He winked at me. I did a giggle, 'cause that man is a silly joker, that's why. Finally, Mrs. patted me. Are you feeling better now, Junie B? She asked. Are you ready to go back inside and be with your friends? I shrugged, kind of worried. Sure she is. Of course she is, said my grandpa. My goodness, this is Junie B. Jones you're talking about. After that, he stood me up straight and tall, and he faced me to my classroom. Then I breathed in a big breath, and me and Mrs. went back into room 9. Polly Allen and Jim jumped out at me. Surprise, they hollered. Surprise, 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 hollered my bestest friend named Grace. I looked at those people very shocked. Then my mouth came all the way open, 'cause they had dots on their clothes just like mine. That Grace skipped all around. It was Jim's idea, Junie B, she said. Jim said that if all of us have spots too, then you'll feel better. And so Polly Allen Puffer found the colored markers, and we colored our caps and gowns just like yours. Grace looked at Miss. See us, teacher? Aren't we beautiful? I colored red spots, and Jim colored blue spots, and Polly Allen Puffer colored green spots, she said. Just then William raised his hand. And I'm coloring orange spots, he said, kind of soft. And I'm coloring lavender spots, said Charlotte. And I'm coloring pink spots, said my bestest friend Lucille, 'cause pink brings out the natural blush of my cheeks. Mrs. smiled. Her smile kept on getting bigger. Well, Junie B. Jones, she said finally, what do you think about all of this? My face beamed very joyful. I think I love these people. That's what I think, I hollered. Then Jim said, gross! So look, they've all colored theirs all different spotty colors to match Junie B to make her feel better. That was really nice of them to be thinking of her like that. And Polly Allen Puffer said gross too. After that, all of room 9 laughed and laughed, and this time even me. Graduation finally got started. The room 8 teacher walked up the steps of the stage. She said hello to all of the people. Then Mrs. walked up the steps of the stage too. She was still smiling. Families and friends. I've been a teacher for a very long time, she said, but in all my years of teaching, these are some of the most colorful graduates I've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present the graduates of Room 8 and Room 9. Just then the music started, and all of the children walked into the auditorium. The audience chuckled at us very happy. Room 9 chuckled back at them. After that, all of us sat in special chairs, and both of the teachers talked and talked some more. And then it finally happened. Mrs. started to call our names, and one by one we walked up on the stage and we got our diplomas. And good news! Polly Allen Puffer did not bow real silly, and Lenny did not step on people's heels, and Shy William did not run away. It was the time of our life, I tell you. I felt 1,000,000,000 feet tall up there. When Mrs. gave me my diploma, she shook my hand real nice. I'm going to miss you, Junie B. Jones, she said. You are truly one of a kind. Thank you, Mrs., I said. You are truly one of a kind, too. After that, my grandpa Frank Miller did a loud whistle, and Mother and Daddy clapped very proud. And here's the happiest news of all. When graduation was over, Room 9 did not even have to say goodbye to each other, because all of us are coming back to this same school for first grade, so we can play at recess just like Mother said. And guess what else? I can't wait to see those guys again, because we will be friends forever and forever and always, and I mean it. So that was the end of our story, friends. Did you enjoy it? My favorite part of the story were when the 2 classrooms got together and they colored all of their caps and gowns with different colored dots to make Junie B feel better, because they saw that she was very upset and feeling a little embarrassed about the way her gown looked different from everybody else's. I thought that was really sweet of them. What was your favorite part of the story? All right, that's all for today, friends. Thank you for finishing this story with me, and maybe we'll read some more chapter books in the future. Bye.